hopebusters trying to break SDCK's iron grip. My name's Godfather, CeeJaey, of course, on the mic, JMaxchill on the cams. What do you think of no banners, or sorry, no, just defending Conch, and also Flog for T-Borden for there for a second? That was weird.
I mean, banner on Jackie Legs, no surprise. He's going to run that Conch. He's going to try to farm it. And honestly, I have to say, over the past few years, one of SDCK's greatest strengths has been their coordination and their flank play with the Conch. It always seems like when you're about to win a fight or you're about to get your medic out, there is a Conch coming out from Jackie Legs and everyone just surges forwards and cleans you up. And that is one of the reasons why they are so amazing on payload maps, because they have that aggression with the defensive Conch. The Flog though, I mean, that's an interesting choice if T-Borden's still on it. I can't tell right now.
He's not anymore.
He's not. I mean, I've seen Flog used on this map. But you know what? I really do think if hopebusters want to get something done here, they have to come out of the blocks fast and maybe kind of just shell shock SDCK a little bit.
Gates are open, Conch being built up, hoping to find a pick will be side of Broken and Yuka. They will be searching as always. Not much else happening though. This is first point. You're not expecting there to be too much of a bloodbath. May is going to trade out for Broken. Buddy down. No demo man now. Actually a little bit of trouble here in the opening to tunnel for the red team. They lose their demo. They lose their flank. I'd expect them to be backing out soon, CeeJaey.
I love the excitement, Godfather. I love the hype, I love the energy, but this is Swiftwater first, and literally there's like one thing that could happen. If a medic drops, that's the only important thing. Otherwise, you could like, sack your entire team and nothing much changes. Just holding that tunnel, all SDCK want to do, get some picks, be annoying, and now this is crunch time. This is the second point. They've got the sentry up on top from Clark there. They've got their entire combo and that dispenser. Even Likey is up there watching this channel. Yuka is going to go down to those pipes and in they come. Hopebusters going in for the sack. They're going to manage to get the force.
They do get the force. They don't pop the Flog there, but Clav had built it up and the gun will survive. The force in hand now. Full ad for the hopebusters. That's a pretty good start, CeeJaey. I like what I see there. You know, just making that decision, going in quickly, and SDCK has to use.
Absolutely. I mean, they had no choice there. If you drop there, it's going to be a lot harder, but this is only half of the job done. Once you've got this uber advantage on blue team on second, it's all about how you're going to use it. It does look like they want to go up through the top. They take so much damage through that gate before they're even able to get through. This is the challenge. You take a look at DQZ. He's already up to 50%. They're losing players here. Citrus and Oliver both going down. And SDCK just holding fast. They force the Uber. Spoon goes down as well. That's 3 down. T-Borden with the mouse too, just air blasting them away, keeping them in that tunnel. And it does look like they want to stay in, but Clark goes down. The sentry goes down. This is actually not too bad for hopebusters right now.
Yeah, that's a really good opening. The Conch was popped, looking to get a little bit more out of the tail end of it was Jackie and May. Good coordination going in there, but with the gun down, it's an opening, but they didn't get the force. SDCK has that full Uber. DQZ is holding onto it. It's a sniper versus sniper here. Who's going to open the door? Looks like the soldier looking for it, and Broken's going to win the SVS. That's a nice opener. He should rotate around, maybe go down into tunnel. That's exactly what he's doing. Love to see that from the sniper. It's actually going to be a full rotation here, CeeJaey, as there is no defensive sniper. Mezzo lurking in the background. Here comes the push.
This is actually really smart from hopebusters. They realize that, you know, they don't have the Uber just yet. See if they can get something done. They're just trying to... They actually get the force as well. DQC down to about 30 HP. Has to use that Uber. We see the Uber is still running on dark. Not using it. No players really to use it on. And they're just chilling in this tunnel. But that car has now gone through the tunnel and is a little bit past the entrance. Buddy also going down quite late to the flare. 10-second respawn queue. DQZ also dying. Demo and Medic out of the equation for the time being. And I think this is going to be second point being claimed by hopebusters. Jackie trying to jump around and get something done. But no, they are going to get it done.
Leggy had a nice spot there, finds the snipe onto Broken, and will die for it in the end. Mezzo looking for a play on card, and is going to get caught out, and likely die here, trying to sneak away. Looking now to the third point, you got the gun down on the low ground. What do you think of this positioning here for the red defense?
It's interesting, knowing that they have an Uber disad, maybe they just, you know, don't want to risk setting up and just getting Ubered on. This is focusing the car, like it's really hard for them to push right now. Clark is wrangling his little heart. The Clav Flog is going to take down Clark, and a couple more players getting cleaned up by the Heavy. That third point is going to collapse very soon after the second. 4-11 for the first 3 points, and this isn't actually too bad of a time for Hopebusters right now. We still see DQC approaching that 100%, but SDCK not in total control yet.
Key here is that the medic did not die. The Uber was used by Hopebusters. The Flog was used by Hopebusters. They don't have anything to use right now. Yucca looking for a play. A big bomb in, double sack going on to DQC. One rocket hits or one pipe maybe. But DQC will live on about 30 health. The sniper now broken. Shuttered door, not going to find the shot. But blue team Hopebusters, they have to back out after that essentially 3-man sack. Now they're going to lose broken as well. Big opportunity here for SDCK to set up. Yucca might be getting caught out. How has he not gotten... there we go. He does get taken down by the barrel. Another double sack, CeeJaey.
Oh, DQC drops. He's way too far forward there. Gets caught out, and the sentry wasn't able to deny anybody. He holds on and just gets demolished there. Lollivant and Spoon combining. I'm thinking hitting like 100 each there. It must have been... just taking the medic by surprise. That's going to be the first drop of the day, and that's going to be a huge 100% Uber advantage for Dark. And it does look like Hopebusters want to come in here. Mezzo's down, so we're not going to get a drop from him. We are going to see Likey watching.
DQC took a body shot. Here's a bomb from JackieLegs trying to do something. Broken has so far been fairly uncontested by this defending sniper Likey. The Uber is popped out, doesn't find too much, as red team successfully kiting back. Clark had the revenge crits, uses them and dies. Likey does find the spy. 2 down right now for the blue team, 1 for the red. Here's a bomb from the blue soldier. DQC in a bit of trouble. His 1 health does go down. Walker, after the medic gets popped up, able to chip him down. It's almost a full team white though. Darker Time does die for Hopebusters. No medics survived the fight. SDCK continues to hold on. That gun going right back up.
Yeah, things got very messy for a moment there. You know, you want to have a clinical Uber when you're going in on the attack, but Hopebusters just weren't able to get any frags, and the collapse from SDCK afterwards just swarmed them and just destroyed the retreaters. Big bombing from JackieLegs here. Lollivant is going to go down, Corky as well. And this is the thing about SDCK, when they smell blood in the water, when they manage to get a few picks when they're defending, they don't sit back and just wait for you to respawn and, you know, throw it again. They go forward, they take that space, they get aggressive, and by virtue of that, they were able to make sure they didn't have a disadvantage for this third point, and sorry, this fourth point. Of course, Swiftwater is a lot longer. Nice arrow there, or was it a sandwich? I'm not sure, but Buddy almost going down. We got some sacks.
Double bomb again. DQC not going to connect with the damage quite yet. Now maybe in trouble, but the gun from Clark is going to take down Clark. Wait, no way. Quarky? Yeah, Clark kills Quark.
I was watching Buddy there, a crazy air pipe there onto Spoon as he tried to go in for the sack, just air piped him out and has said, nope, leave my medic alone. And those first 3 points were looking really, really good for Hopebusters, but Swiftwater is such a long map. And it is not just the 3 points, but Likey going down there to Broken, just opening up things a little bit, maybe able to, I don't know, get an angle for himself now, but 3 going down for Hopebusters means he's not going to have as much space to play with, but there we go, on a 3 kill streak now, he gets Oleski.
Look at this rotation from Darker Time, pocketing Broken entirely here. Walker is just providing space, but as soon as that medic leaves, Likey finds Broken. Both pick classes down for the blue team. The Uber out for both sides. Clark had some revenge crits. Here's a demo jumping in onto the sniper, hits 1 pipe, can't find the second, but he will survive. Clarky is in the backline now as this car continues to move forward. Mezzo finds a pick onto the engineer. Heavy be heavy. Oleski's going to win it and now has some space to work with. Nice shot onto the soldier. Clav also going to be down as here comes JackieLegs. He'll actually decide to escape. Slight ad for SDCK as they continue to hold on. That dispenser is like 1 health right there, keeping the medic alive.
Yeah, very, very clutch indeed. But the thing is, SDCK not losing anybody during that exchange and managing to pick up a lot of players on the side of Hopebusters, sending them back to the respawn queue. Jackie down, that means this flank is going to be a little less guarded. But at the moment, you see where the cart is and you see where it needs to go. This is a big challenge, but Broken again gets Likey down, and they're getting aggressive here. Just going in.
Nice stab onto DQC. Also had the gun sapped temporarily. It is unsapped now, but half health. JackieLegs trying to delay the cart. Lullivon is on it, and this push from the blue team. Hopebusters working the way forward. Still no medic, and now full Uber for Hopebusters. They should have this one in hand. We'll have to wait and see how SDCK decides to set up on the last point.
I talked about those assassin classes. Broken getting the sniper onto Likey, meaning they didn't have to worry about the defensive sniper swarming forward, and with all of the focus looking forward, Yucca able to get in there and get the medic pick. It's 100%. No, it's a backstab from Mezzo. I was just going to say a huge Uber advantage for Darker Time, but it's not going to matter. Mezzo coming in clutch, getting that
JackieLegs. Oh, JackieLegs gets absolutely wrecked after the drop. He tried to go forward. He might have the assist onto the soldier. Spoon will barely live. The flames weren't enough to kill him. This defense holding so far. After that pick, it's full ad for SDCK. Well, I'm wondering which side Hopebusters is going to try to go through. They entered the right side and immediately kind of got knocked away. Now they might be setting up to go left. They've got the heavy over there, but they won't have Uber, so it should be a sack wave, CeeJaey.
I imagine so, but also Yucca managing to get some cheeky cap time on the cart. And the way that this map works is that you can't really defend the cart from the ground without risking yourself dying. So you have two sides to push from. And Yucca, again, he's not going for picks. He's going for the cart. Aleski, though, is on that little ridge above the cart, trying to watch it in case there is any attempt at a sneak cap. But at the moment, with that Uber force coming out onto DQZ, Dark Time has a massive ad, and maybe they're just going to Uber in and use that as a distraction.
Yep, with this big ad here for Hopebusters, they are hopeful, of course, that they'll make something happen. Aleski, I like his positioning, rotating back and forth between those two lights, able to rain down hell from above. The rotation for the blue team will be into lobby. Flap immediately taken out by Likey. JackieLegs will trade out. Is that Quickie Bomb launcher for Quarky right now? It is. I love the off-meta picks. The Uber popped up pretty early and immediately stopped all of those sticks, getting denied by the Pyro, and now the demo steps forward. No Uber on him. Absolutely murked by the sniper. This cart pretty darn close, but the scout is on it. T-Borden also dropped to contest. A mini sentry is really the only threat, as the rest of blue team is backing away from the cart. Walker up and alone will get taken down by Clark's revenge crits. Darker Time gonna have to work to build up another ad here, or build up another Uber rather, as SDCK has full.
Yeah, just take a look. Aleski and T-Board are having to drop down onto the cart. It is tantalizingly close. Quarky on the quickies because it deletes enemy stickies, and you see they're just throwing bodies on the cart, knowing that they have to prevent Yucca with the dead ringer, almost getting it in there. Is so close. They actually used the Uber.
Likey is going to be the brave soul who stands by and defends. He's actually going to delete Glav as well. Mezzo will find one. 5 kills for the sniper, 4 for the spy in their respective lives. And like this conch play allows them to take a little bit more room as the soldier jumps forward. Spoon will have to try to retreat, find better positioning. JackieLegs going in one more time. Almost dies, might die. Gets saved by DQC as SDCK will back out. Down about 50%. Aleski has to sit on cart for the rest of the time here. The cart is moving back though, so Yucca's going to go for a decloak right now. Might get stabbed too.
Oh, he gets launched up there. That's unfortunate, but the Uber is going to be used on the ground. A lot of players from Hopebusters dying though, and it's not going to be looking too good for them. They're like he's going to get the snipes. He gets 2, including the med. And DQZ surviving is going to be a huge advantage for them now. I really like the idea of the play. Quarky going with the the quickies, deleting the enemy stickies from the cart so they can get their sneak cap. It almost worked for them, but they just didn't get enough frags with that Uber. You go for the Uber as a distraction, sure, but you also need to get those kills, and it's just not working out for them right now. So it's kind of back to the drawing board. 3 minutes left on the round timer as Mezzo gets a little cheeky double stab. Broken and Clav both going down. They're going to have to try and work out what they're going to do to get a force and maybe get the cap here.
No, here's just going to be a blatant push, trying to rush it in, doesn't succeed. One into the pit, that's Clark going down. No engineer alive as the gun will also fall. But look at this dispenser is going to be huge for Aleski, able to just drop down, get some health and ammo as he holds the cart. The medic did die there. though, for the blue team. So it will be ad again for SDCK. And as you mentioned earlier, they are using this advantage, taking back some space. Some traps are being set. DQC keeping everybody nice and healthy, but might be in trouble. Has to run away here. Good job by the Pyro defending his med. Hopefully nobody dies from red. Broken Edge going to go down. Nice stab by Mezzo.
Yeah, almost like a stalemate right now is, you know, SDCK have no reason to be too aggressive as the car is rolling back, and hopebusters realizing that throwing bodies forward when you don't have an Uber is just resulting in your medic dying. But Lesky kind of forced to play on the low ground here.
Likey popping off! Oh my god, 2 through the shutter, that was beautiful! From Likey, he will fall to Lullivant, but a worthwhile life there. Good plays all around.
Yeah, it's just the harassment. Mezzo gets another kill, this time onto Broken, so no picks coming out from him. And oh, May just running forward with that Uber, catching Dark in time. It's gonna be over for him for another few seconds. Buddy cleaning up with some damage too. They lose a couple of players, but it doesn't really matter. Buddy with the pan kills. He has 2 pans as well. He gets one on the Spy, one on the NG. Man's on an 11 kill streak right now. Absolutely destroying. And this is going to be demoralizing as Jackie Legs bombs in against Dark as he respawns. Just manages to regroup with his team. He's going to die again. And if you're a Hopebuster fan or even a player, you're probably shaking your head and thinking, this is not the way things were going at the start of this round.
Yeah, they open really strong on the side of Hopebusters, but SDCK finds their footing, gets their bearings, and absolutely stonewalling right now as Hopebusters continue to try. 45 seconds on the clock to try to cap out this last point. The cart slowly moving forward, but for having just been on the edge only a few minutes ago, it is very far away from going in the cap. 30 seconds on the clock. It's going to be now or never for Hopebusters. They're gearing up on this right side. Nice kill onto Jackie Legs by Broken. Finds the body shot. Still full Uber for SDCK. Hopebusters continue to not go in. About 15 seconds on the clock. They're going to send their heavy and their soldier with their scout through the left. Where is the medic? He's about to get stabbed maybe by Mezzo. He's aware. A nice shot by Likey. There's Mezzo distracting the medic. There's no hope now. SDCK will full hold last here. A tragic end for Hopebusters.
Yeah, things were looking very, very good for them on those first 3 points. You know, whipping through. I mean, this is a long map. You're going to expect to see some longer times. But getting hard held on last just means all SDCK need to do is capture the 4th point the 5th point in any time at all, or capture the 4th point faster than 9:25. And they'll be taking the first round. It is going to be ABBA, so we're going to be seeing at least 2 rounds of Swiftwater. It's going to be a best of 3. However, you know, Hopebusters probably mixed feelings. They're probably at the start thinking, wow, we're doing really well. This is winnable. And if that cart had gone in when it was that close, Godfather, they would probably been like, yeah, you know, this is a good round for us. Right now, they're probably thinking in the complete opposite.
Yeah, really just the small mistakes piling up, I think. Not spy checking certain spaces, going in at the wrong time. I really like Hopebusters' double bombs with the Demo and Soldier. Those were incredibly effective, but there wasn't enough follow-up from the rest of the team. You gotta have those be clean sacks and then make a proper push out of it afterwards. Looking at the equipped items, we did have some crit traps laid by Hopebusters' Demo. We have Bat's backup for Spoon, and Blue running the Flog. Love to see it as these gates open for SDCK's first attack.
Yeah, it's going to be that traditional kind of waiting. Oh, I'm seeing a direct hit there. And Lullivant is going to go down, as does Spoon. So that roof not being defended anymore by Hopebusters. And yeah, I mean, it's pretty much just stay in the tunnel, see if you can get any picks. Not much happening. Some spy on spy action as Mezzo and Yucca are just kind of just staring at each other, revolvering. But yeah, again, it's Swiftwater first. Not much to write home about.
Jackie Legs was running the trash can gun as his primary. I'm wondering if he's going to swap off here. I'm losing the name. I can't remember.
Beggar's Bazooka.
Beggar's Bazooka, thank you.
Yeah. Dumpster device. Yes.
Yeah, dumpster device for sure. That's a good one for it. As this blue cap is going to come through. Finally there, someone popped off. Don't have a pyro up, no flog in hand. It's going to be a little bit of a delay here for the blue team unless they decide to just sack in. Like he takes a shot, doesn't connect. As Yucca is lurking there, looking for a play now to DQZ. He was going to get forced by the butter knife. Oh my lord, no one turns around him. Now here's the push coming in. A pretty much failed Uber attempt now. Gates are going to close. It is a hopebusters exchange as well, so they'll put themselves at a disad. Don't really like that they used there, but they tried to make something happen and it didn't really work.
Yeah, I mean, things looking pretty good for hopebusters on this point. However, that sentry is kind of exposed as Citrus is down for another 5 seconds in that respawn queue. So if SDCK have anything to think about, they're going to be trying to spam it, which they managed to get a couple of rockets, but no, Citrus respawns, gets the Wrangler out to try and shield it a little bit more. It's getting spammed. We'll finally go down to the pistol of May, and that's going to mean that upper area is a lot more accessible.
Mezzo tried to infiltrate, gets caught by Citrus. The Bat's backup was popped up by Spoon, giving that damage resistance to his team in the cart entrance area. Here's the blue Uber. T. Borton's going in with his flog in hand. He's going to keep rushing forward, but the medic Dark Time does escape. 90% for him as blue team controls the high ground, and that is gonna be a tough spot now for Dark Time to continue to try to hold on to. Red will be getting out to second, or to third, I suppose. Yeah, that's the point in a moment here.
Yeah, I mean, Dark Time still has 100% Uber, so they'll be able to defend this third point slightly better. Actually, it looks like they want to defend this second point. Bringing the heals forward, and Clav is there. They're going to use the Uber here, maybe try to chase down some players. They get a Lesky. They're chasing in through the tunnel. This could be a mistake if they lose their players. But Clav goes forward, gets a bunch of damage down, but no extra kills. And there you go, Citrus going down. Quarky, though, with the stickies. Clark and Buddy dead. And this is just going absolutely haywire. Pure chaos as hopebusters have regained the high ground on second. And SDCK haven't managed to capture that second point yet.
Yeah, it's kind of miraculous that hopebusters continue to have this point. There's the drop! Or, yeah, that is a drop. Brogan finds DQZ, who then is killed by Mezzo. Neither medic will live here. DQZ up a little bit sooner. This cap about to come through. Nice find there by the sniper.
How are you feeling about this this flog meta being run by T-Borden?
Okay, you can't call it a meta. But of all the maps for the flog to be used on, this is the one. And if he's feeling it, he should keep with it. Like, if SDCK wants to mess around a little bit, they've got a lot of time to do it. So they can afford to have these sort of things. Likey's going to find a nice pick. Yucca looking for the stab, gets two as he finds Clark and Likey before falling himself. Good spy play there. Clav's going to be hunting him down here in a moment. Almost, Mezzo almost finding the sniper there, but doesn't connect. Yeah, I don't know. I think I like the flog. If you're able to build it up, then it's good. It's on offense. If it were on defense, I would say it's a bit of a throw, just because you've got to be able to defend your medic and your nest. But here, not a bad play.
And you know what isn't a bad play either? Is hopebusters. I mean, when we consider we started off with 9 minutes left on the clock, as all the defensive Uber coming out, it does get forced. They're trying to chase here. T-Borden there with the flog. And the cap comes in, Mezzo and May.
Oh, that was such a good idea by Spoon to bomb in on a fading Uber, but it doesn't fade in time. DQC does go down to Yucca here, so SDCK gets another setback, but comes right back. Buddy picks up Dark Time. No medics will live once again, but this cart continues to move its way forward. Yucca, is going to pick up Likey. Broken's dead to Mezzo. The pick class is popping off here, but this cart, again, continues working its way forward. And that gun, only level 1 in a pretty passive position.
Yeah, at this moment, this is where you start to worry, because you've got 4 minutes left on the clock, and, well, hopebusters have to defend this. If they don't, then it's going to be over. So they have just under 4 minutes to hold on to this and maybe take it all the way to last. SDCK are aware of this, just putting the pressure on. They're getting almost free cart time here. Steve Borden is just pushing it forward, and this sentry is so far back. This is a really, really passive hold from hopebusters at the moment, and they have to be careful they don't give too much up for free.
Mezzo and Yuka kind of just dancing in front of each other. I think they might have been both cloaked, though. This spy is continuing to be a menace to the engineer, but Clark has had enough. Going out with a shotgun, he'll pick up the spy, turning attention back to the cart area as the Uber popped out by the blue team. I believe, oh, it's Likey who finds Darkatime, so a nice find there. JaxchiLegs about 1 health, looking for some heals from DQC. This cart moving forward. The Pyro, Clav is going to try to take down Buddy. He's a maniac on cart right now, but will not survive.
Yeah, it's a little too late, really. 91, 92% Darkatime was on there. But the big headshot from Likey was going to be enough. Broken, though, gets a headshot onto JaxchiLegs. Going to stop that car a little bit longer, but there wasn't enough bodies on the car to stop it. That first round is going to go the way of SDCK. And you know what? I'm just going to say it wasn't too bad from hopebusters. When you ignore that last point, it wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad. It was just, that third and fourth point, they just couldn't get enough time and put them under way too much pressure on the defense. So 1 round down, but definitely maybe a little bit of hope for the hopebusters.
Yeah, I think they might be going for a quick ready up here. Want to turn some attention to Broken. Has been kind of going toe-to-toe with Likey here, and with a bit of success. Yucca also against Mezzo. The pick class is all around doing good work. I think Likey and Mezzo probably have the edge here, performance-wise, and just, how I view them as skilled players. I think they're a little bit better, but shout out to Broken and Yucca for holding their own here. But we are getting ready, going into round number 2. CeeJaey, as the setup time counts down, what are you looking for hopebusters to change?
I don't think the things they need to change were necessarily on the defense. I felt like their defense was actually okay. They just had to play in a certain way on that fourth point in order to make sure they didn't, lose in the way that they did. Seeing Darkatime on the crits, maybe getting some crit stickies up here, just a little, maybe some shenanigans, catch 1 or 2 people out. I think for them is that they needed to change what they were doing on the offense. They need to change how they attacked that 4th and 5th point. So that's something that they've got a lot of time to think about, because they're obviously not on the attack for a while yet. SDCK are just going to be thinking, let's just carry on as normal. And, they'll probably be taking this map. So definitely the pressure on hopebusters right now. And it's going to be a challenge for them.
Yeah, I think we might be seeing... Okay, there's the swap off. We'll have the medic teleport back in on stock. Uber might not have, actually, in time. Perhaps a bit of a misplay. Who's to say? Oh, a nice dead by Quarky will be the first kill onto JaxchiLegs. But yeah, this is first point. Not a lot to talk about.
Not a lot to talk about. How's your day? How's your day been?
Pretty good. Got up early, had a track and field practice, threw some hammer.
Nice.
Yeah, and then showered and watched Harry Potter. Now I'm watching TF2. Yucca's going to find the medic. Nice stab there in the river area. That is a drop, a good pick. And this might be hopebusters holding it, as Buddy's also taken down. We've got Clark setting up a sentry gun. And now hopebusters going to back out, saving a little bit of time there. Have their engineer set up behind. Likey's just standing here looking for a quick shot into Darkatime. Doesn't find it. Walker will kill him, but gosh darn, that would have been one hell of a play.
That would have been absolutely huge. We should just ignore the first point more often, because that's the first time in a long time I've seen something actually happen on Swiftwater first. And I did say Yucca is going to be the one to open those doors for hopebusters. In this respect, it's just slowed down SDCK a little bit here. Probably going to go in for a bit of a sack, trying to get the force onto on Darkatime. But I think in general, SDCK aren't going to be too perturbed by that first point. Just slow them down a little bit.
Yep, we don't have a flog built up yet by T-Borden. JaxchiLegs is going to die on the flank. We might see a push here. No, Buddy is too weak. A lot of sticks being sent back and forth right now. T-Borden continues to try to build up that flag. It's full Uber for both sides. And is the Pyro rotating around? No, just finding some more ammo so he can continue, excuse me, I'm losing my words there, to spam the heavy. Playing aggressively, Aleski is going to find a kill onto Broken. The Goober popped out for the red team. That is a terrific force and a nice taunt there by SDCK.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. They, getting the force is one thing, but also getting the sniper is going to make things a whole lot easier for Likey to maybe get some angles and go on here. You see a sentry plane put in a really, really passive position. It does look like hopebusters want to hold on here. Look at Jackie coming in at the speed of sound, trying to land on something important, doesn't manage to get anything. In fact, SDCK not really making much happen at all here. They've used the Uber. Clav is denying most of it. Buddy is in, gets a nice flash right at the end there. But ground is the order of the day, and they've just made some space here, Godfather, but that's about it.
Yeah, they have the high ground. They have a lot of space. Buddy's very weak, though. Walker might be trying to take him out. Lullivant's actually going to be the one who get him. And now Aleski's going to fall as well. We've got the Pyro burning down this soldier. Needs to live. He's got the back up 66%. T-Borden actually going to die. A lot falling for blue right now. As DQZ might be trapped right now, they need to get the kill. No, they don't find it. The door's open. Oh, that is so tragic right there for Spoon. Tries to take down the medic. Didn't have any rockets loaded. Gets one off, but it doesn't kill. The medic escapes and will finish building up that Uber. It's going to be another attempt for SDCK after solidly winning this high ground before.
Yeah, I mean, there's the Uber used by hopebusters. They're dropping down now. Clav getting the meat of these Ubers, actually. But this capture is very, very important. We see Citrus using that Eureka effect to get back into it. Oh, and Buddy, though. Buddy gets Darker Time. Absolute nuke there. So much damage. SDK lost a lot of players, but at the moment they are just trading. Likey trading with Quarky there. And at the moment, this isn't going too great for SDCK, I have to say. That second point is a bit of a slog to try and break down, so maybe they're just going to take that in their stride. But hopebusters are holding quite aggressively here, considering the situation.
Good bomb there, but doesn't do anything. Jackie Legs will go down. That's a free cap. No one can test, and out goes the red team. Hopebusters, bit of a misplay there. No one touching the cart as it continued to roll forward. Yeah,
Quarky and Walker stuck there. They didn't get back into the spawn. That cap goes down. Those gates are locked, and the blue team spawn moves up a great amount. And just taking a look at the Uber situation, DQZ on 100% right now. Buddy,
that's a broken with a huge shot. Finds DQZ. Will go down to Likey, but now all in Hopebusters' favor here. They're at 91%. Need to keep that medic alive a little bit longer. He's playing very passively. Now Spoon in a lot of trouble, though. Will find the pack. Likey looking for a nice shot if he can find it onto Walker or Spoon. Spoon, 1 health. Looks for some heals. Darky Time's not peeking for it yet. Mezzo gets a stab. Won't get the second one as the Uber is popped out, saving the soldier. Mezzo found some health there somehow and will escape. A very desperate hold there by Hopebusters, but a hold nonetheless. We will have the bats backup popped up for the post-fight. Try to even things out here for Hopebusters, but Broken finds Clark with a nice shot.
These snipers are popping off. Broken seeing a pixel of the medic and managing to get the drop. And meanwhile, like he's playing Duck Hunt or something, I don't know. He's just sitting in that shack, popping heads left, right, and center. Yucca coming in onto DQZ, doesn't manage to get the stab, but Spoon tries to follow up with some damage. He's only at 70% here, so if he can't force an Uber because he doesn't have it. 3 down, 4 down now for Hopebusters. This is going to be very, very difficult to hold. That sentry is going to be ready to be plucked as Likey takes the head off of Broken, and that cart is going to go across the 4th point in exactly 6 minutes. And that is a fairly fast time, especially when you consider if they cap within the next minute or so, this could be disastrous for Hopebusters.
Jackie just did Spoon so dirty, but will die for it. The Uber is popped out on the high ground, trying to find something as Buddy, but he's just going to find a ride from the sky before meeting the respawn queue. Both medics staying alive for now. DQZ playing pretty passive. As the gun will get built up. Mezzo looking for a play. Doesn't find it. He'll go down. That was a bit of a hectic situation, but we'll have a moment to calm things down just for a moment here, CeeJaey.
Yeah, I mean, just bringing the element of chaos into it. I'm not sure which team is going to prefer that situation, but I do think SDCK are taking advantage of that with their coordination and their DM in the post kind of Uber trades. Mezzo on the cart right now, just getting cap time, forcing people down onto the ground. And this is what we see on this last point of Swiftwater. Just players like Scout, NG.
Beautiful shot onto Darky Time. Will find the medic now. Full Uber for the blue team. Walker doing his best. He's going to get one before going down. Explosive glass is still in play. The Uber popped out. Spoon, dying breath, doesn't get anything done. The demo on the high ground, desperately trying to trap. No one's on the cart right now. It's Quarky's job to get there. Buddy should just step on the cart right now. Quarky's going to go to stop it, but he doesn't. He gets put in the pit. No! There wasn't enough time for Citrus to step on it. It was already tipping in. That will be the cap. 5 points in 7:34 for SDCK. A great time. And it's going to be tough for hopebusters to beat that.
That likey shot was absolutely filthy. I feel like I need to have another shower after seeing that. But I just love the buddy play at the end there, just like fighting, like trying to 1v1 the demo and thinking, hang on a minute, why don't I just push the cart in? And then everyone just tumbling into the pit, trying to defend it. 7:34 is... I would say that's like a decently like fast time for most payload maps, but for Swiftwater it's a very fast time. So hopebusters, who in the previous round weren't able to even push last, have to push the entire map in 7:34. And to put things into perspective, it took them 9 minutes plus to capture just 4 points last time. So SDCK definitely in the driving seat here. A lot of pressure on hopebusters. This isn't their map pick. But they started off strong, and they would definitely feel like they don't want to give up just yet. Can you see a bit of magic happening here, Godfather?
I've seen a bit of magic already here. Hopebusters playing against SDCK, such an underdog story, and they're having a bit of success here and there. Swiftwater, just not a map that is going to be kind to any mistakes. These gates are opening, looking for some picks either way. We're going to ignore it though, because that worked well for us last time. I don't know, I think hopebusters need to just play really clean TF2 and then have an element of chaos. I think you asked earlier, who is the chaos going to favor on that last point push? Definitely hopebusters. SDCK play such principled TF2 and have for so long that the only hope for hopebusters is to knock SDCK out of their rhythm and try to find a play here and there to turn the tides.
Absolutely. I mean, this is what teams like Envision and Phaler over the years have done, just gone forward, held that W key, and made things uncomfortable for SDCK. And while, they've not won a Prem title from them, they have dropped a UGC season to this kind of play.
Okay, Parky is maybe throwing a little bit. He is running sticky or quickie bomb launcher, and then the direct hit demo primary, which I also can't remember. Lock and load. Thank you. Jeez, I mean,
it's, you know what? I have to say, in defense, there's been a lot of demos lately running that lock and load purely because you can go in and do a lot of damage just directly. So maybe just going in there and just trying to burst down maybe a medic or someone without them having a chance to react is the thought process.
See, the issue is, when you go in to try to explode someone, 100 to 0 them, you have to hit your shots. And I saw Quarky go in there and miss all 3 of his pipes, and then swap the quickie bomb launcher and have four pipes to try to do damage with, and it did not go well for him. So the Pyro is going to try to go forward. Glav gets killed. Alevsky's going to die. That's a okay opening pick. The chaos continues here for hopebusters, and it might be working for them a little bit.
Yeah, they've traded 4 players for 3, make that 5, but they do get the Force, and that's probably the one thing that they desperately wanted to get. Get that Uber out of the hands of DQZ, give Darker Time that 100% add, and then work from there, because we did see on the previous round, like, once that Uber is out of the equation, on this second point, it's very uncomfortable to hold the high ground, and, you really don't want to. You can get a large chunk of time on this second point, so SDCK aren't going to give it up for free. We'll have to see what they're going to do. It looks like they're going to be maneuvering towards the high ground. That Uber is going to be used here. See, Borden actually just surfs away. That sentry is only level 1, and you don't really want to use your entire Uber just for that. Buddy is going to be back into safety, and this has not really achieved anything whatsoever other than getting some space.
Broken has the high ground, looking for some shots down below. Will get one onto May, and now DQZ down to Walker. SDCK struggling here a little bit. T-Borden's going to get gunned down eventually. This cart not moving right now. It's got to be getting down across those tracks quickly here. Likey looking for a quick scope. Oh, he gets it! Oh my god! Oh my god, that was so horrific to watch. That's a war crime.
Someone check him PC. This is not normally. You know, like, you talk about teamwork, Godfather, you talked about the synergy, and oh yeah, there's so sometimes that goes out the window and you just need somebody to step up and to make the big play. And the problem is SDCK have players in every slot that is able to do that. Likey playing absolutely filthy TF2 tonight, and saving his team from being faced with a massive Uber push on this third point. And it's just, that's so demoralizing for hopebusters. They did so well on that second point. They had an ad, and they had the chance of some momentum, but now they've only got 3.5 minutes and they have to push 3 more points.
Yeah, we have full conch for the defense. Bats back up building for the offense. These banners can turn the tide in post-fights. JackieLeg's going to pop that conch, miss the jump, and be relegated to spamming rockets through the choke point. Broken's going to go down to Mezzo, who also falls. The chaos aspect of hopebusters working, so, you know, for a majority of that, but then Likey just is able to walk around a corner, quickscope the medic. Lullivant is going to go for the cart, doesn't quite find it. Buddy is going to get his 3rd kill. And JackieLeg's 1 health. Yuka is going to backcap. This is just sad for SDCK right now.
Yeah, I mean, I love this play from hopebusters. They're just being aggressive. They're just going in, taking these trades, and look, they've got the forward spawns now. They're in a position to maybe catch SDCK out of position. The only thing that is working against them is the time. This is a great play, but they just need to do it slightly faster. They got 2.5 minutes to go. SDCK are going to lose a couple of players, but they take out 4 in the process. Those forward spawns do mean that the players are back in the action very, very quickly. But you take a look at Clark. Clark is putting up a teleporter in an interesting position, and this might catch out some of the hopebusters players. Yeah,
we'll have to see how well this push works. The cart moving up the hill. The conch popped out by JackieLeg's going to be a hindrance for sure as hopebusters tries to work forward. Walker's dead to Likey. And now Clav also going to fall. There's really just no entry point right now for hopebusters. I don't know if anyone else saw that, but Lullivant had to go find a Clark teleporter that was behind the side of hopebusters. That could have been absolutely devastating if it was allowed to go through, but it gets found, and no such terrible things will happen. Broken down to Likey. I like the JackieLeg's positioning here, CeeJaey. He's kind of just holding down that flank and that shutter.
Yeah, able to watch the car and able to watch the shutter. Oh, Mezzo with the huge backstabs, and the cleanup comes in. Clav, Spoon, Lullivant all going down to Oleski and May. And look at that. All it takes is 1 second, 1 moment, an opening from Mezzo, and then the rest of the team just collapses onto them. The Uber's going to be used here onto Broken, of all people. Corky trying to jump forward. The counter Uber is going to be so much better for SDCK. Broken is the furthest player forward. He's basically at SDCK's spawn right now. He's going to 1v1 May, and almost gets him. He's going to bleed to death. But with less than a minute to go, it is physically not possible for hopebusters to push this car anymore. And that does mean this first map, Godfather, is going to go the way of Super Dickmann's KANNONEN. They chose the map. They're the top seeds. They love payload. It's probably to be expected. But hopebusters definitely put up a challenge here.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to just kind of wash over the valiant effort of hopebusters, but we've seen a lot of really nice plays out of them so far. SDCK is such a tough team to beat, first of all, but to do well against is also just incredibly difficult. Yuka's going to pad some stats there, pick off the medic. No Uber for red, but with 10 seconds left on the clock, you are correct. Map 1 going to go to SDCK. We'll move on to product soon for hopebusters map pick. I don't know. I think also this is probably in SDCK's hands here. It's really their game to lose, but I don't want to devalue the hopebusters' attempts so far. We are getting live in map number 2 of this UGC Plat Highlander Season 39 EU matchup, SDCK versus hopebusters. My name's Godfather. Got CeeJaey on the mic, JMaxchill on production, and this is one heck of a scrappy fight opening up, CeeJaey.
Yeah, 3 down for hopebusters, but the combo down for SDCK. Make that 3 apiece, as SDCK actually losing a lot of their heavy hitters here. Buddy and Aleski were out of the fight very early on. Likey actually taking down Broken using the SMG of all things. And DQZ is going to go down. It's going to be the shank from Yoka. And we talked about him getting those med picks. SDCK will get the cap. But Darker Time also going down there. It doesn't mean that both medics dead. It's going to be equal Ubers. And look at hopebusters. They do not fear here. They are going forward and they are taking space and fights.
Yeah, a lot of space taken. T-Gordon is running the Gas Passer, a favorite of mine to mess around with, and that just shows the confidence of SDCK on this map. He is running Gas Passer with the Dragon's Fury and just trying to be a monster, really. Clark up in the air on the flank. You're going to die before hitting the ground. That is one heck of an NG death to see. Buddy, low health, might go down on concrete, is not going to fall. Point still in hands of SDCK, but so far fairly even on the clock.
Yeah, this is back and forth at the moment. The times are pretty similar. But just take a look at hopebusters. They lose the cap, they go forward, they take it back again. Broken on a 3K, takes down Clark. Jackie Legs and Likey all going down here. SDCK
Meso
getting rocked.
Meso Declo looking for the moment, going on the medic. He's going to get caught and gunned down. Good awareness there by the medic. The Uber popped out by Red. Now trade across the points onto the demos. Not much happening in this Uber. T-Gordon's going to get a flash as hopebusters back off, but still have the point. Likey down to Broken, a 4K out of hopebusters snipers. Here's Spoon going for DQT. Misses the first rocket. Won't have another bump. Oh, what a stab from Yuka. Lands the backstab as DQZ surfs right into his waiting grasp, and down goes the medic. Good find there. Darker Time 42%, and plenty of time taken off the clock so far by hopebusters.
Yeah, they are over 30 seconds in the lead at the moment, and that was an Uber exchange that completely went their way, but in comes SDCK going in dry. No Ubers in place.
Gets the sniper, but he gets the medic as well. This guy's insane. He's on a 4K. The spy pops off. SDCK gets the point, but at what cost? It's going to be the medic and the sniper, and the pyro, and maybe now the scout. That's full ad for hopebusters. They are showing some. Oh,
Buddy with the pipes, just flinging them up onto cliff, and manages to catch Darker Time as he's just stepping up there. Unfortunate timing, but it's going to be amazing for SDCK as that Uber advantage is just eliminated from the equation. They're losing players though. Yoka is just going insane.
Yeah, this guy, he's everywhere all at once, finding all the crucial picks. Mezzo looking for something, gets a sap, but nothing else, as he will eventually fall. Hopebusters getting right back onto point, but good job by SDCK, evening up the time a bit there. And now Buddy's getting pressured a lot by Quarky. Red's combo has to back out to the base of cliff. And that's going to be control of the point, back in the hands of the blue team. Broken looking to get these sightlines under his control.
Yeah, and the Ubers are equal as Broken takes the head clean off of Likey. So that is going to be sniper advantage for hopebusters. He's able to snipe without worrying about getting his head blown off in return. And SDCK kind of like struggling a little bit here. Broken again on a 3-kill streak, just able to have that freedom. In comes Buddy with that Uber. It's going to be traded, a much better Uber for hopebusters. Clav just pushing them away. A couple of players down for them now, and the respawns are going to be better for SDCK as they don't have the point. They're trying to get some cap time now. And Clark goes down to Broken. He's still getting kills. Mezzo's going to be on him and take him away from this fight. And SDCK smell blood in the water. Now they're going forward and they're trying to clean up.
They find the big one, that is Darker Time. Likey finds the body shot. A lot down for the blue team here. The Walkers barely going to survive. Jackie Legs up in the air. The soldiers, the amount of action in the sky this game is absolutely crazy. I feel like every time I look up, there is someone soaring through the sky. whether they want to or not. JackieLeg's going to find some high ground. Clav almost gets deleted. Knocked back and finds the heals as Hopebusters getting back onto the point. It's going to be... Oh, I thought we were going to see another big spy play. Doesn't end up happening there. Ooh, Buddy in the air. Spoon going for DQZ. The Uber. Nice use there by DQZ. Avoiding the sack. Keeping his combo alive.
Yeah, that was really well played by DQZ. He wasn't weak, so he didn't need to pop the Uber for himself, but Buddy was up in the air, absolutely defenseless, was going to die to Spoon's rockets there. But you just take a look at Corky. Hopebusters do not fear SDCK at the moment. They are going forward and just taking space for free and just getting the pressure down, and that's how they're getting these forces. Darkest goes down, no! He goes down to JackieLegs. He was at 90%. Jackie is so deep, all the way into spawn. Is going to get that kill, and that is crushing for Hopebusters.
Yeah, with such little time on the clock, SDCK has managed to come back and dominate the control point. Forward holding here is the sniper. Picks off the med as he walks out. 6k for Likey to finish things off. Round 1 goes to SDCK. But Hopebusters certainly not helpless here. They just need to win a fight. One more fight there, and I think they have it.
Yeah, I mean, if Darker Time, JackieLegs doesn't get that kill there, they go in with a full Uber rad, potentially win that fight and hold the point. So again, I come back to the fact that there are players who are able to come up with these massive plays and get things done, and JackieLegs was the person to do it in that round. 1 round to the good for SDCK and 3 kills to the good as they take down Spoon, Quarky, and Citrus. Buddy will be traded in return, but this is so many kills on the side of SDCK that it's just going to be Darker Time and Lolovon on the retreat all the way back to spawn. Much more commandeering mid-fight from the defending champions this time around.
That is a crazy amount of Uber ad built just by having that fight won. 30 ad for SDCK. They have the point as well. Corky's going to pick up the heavy. JackieLegs looking to be a menace and hide above the shutter, but it's the wrong door. Mezzo should be calling that now as Hopebusters come out and get onto the basic cliff. Mezzo's looking for a play. Mezzo into the air will die. Broken also finds Likey there. 3 down, 4 down for the red team. This is an opportunity for Hopebusters to work their way forward.
Yeah, Broken has been popping off so far this game. Like, he is killing Likey and he is getting kills when he has no sniper to contend with. Uber forced by SDCK trying to get forward and get the force out of Darker Time. They don't do it until it's way too late. Hopebusters chase down Buddy. Spoon in deep, but is not able to get any pressure onto DQZ, so that counter Uber maybe not needed to be used there, but I don't think Hopebusters care too much. It's essentially equal Ubers here, and they are very, very comfortable with just taking these fights when the Uber is not involved.
Lolovon's going to find Mezzo in the back line, so no spy to be worried about. Good contesting here by SDCK. They're actually just winning the point. They're kind of holding W. Walker's going to go down. A couple more will fall. DQZ building that Uber, but there's nobody there for Hopebusters anymore. They've all gone down. And out goes the medic. Back goes the point in the hands of SDCK.
Yeah, they did exactly the same thing that Hopebusters were doing to them. No Ubers in play, walk forward and just get the pressure on. And look at them, they're basically all the way forward doing a forward hold here. Like you would in 6s. 3 down though, they have to back up a little bit, but they've traded for 4 players as Corky jumps in and is going to get taken down by May as well. And, actually Uber used by DQZ. Look at Clav, he's in deep. He finally goes down Buddy with the taunt in the end. Yeah, 100% Uber for Darker Time. They're over a minute behind, and Hopebusters, they're not as fluid as they were in that first round.
No, not at all. Struggling to find their footing here. Letsky's going to pick off the scout. Citrus also down. No engineer. Basically the flank taken out of the question. Uber out for the blue team here. Hopebusters trying to make something happen with an Uber. Yuga is going to find the sniper, but that's pretty much it. In terms of the kills on the Uber, not even getting the point back quite yet. SDCK, 45 seconds on the clock. Big Uber advantage, over 50% ad for them right now. Just now, Hopebusters getting onto the point.
Yeah, just as it gets to about 2 minutes in the lead. And SDCK happy to give that point up, and those players, as long as they manage to get the force and they have the Uber advantage. Jackie just furthest forward, getting some spam down, not getting punished. And it's all going to be about having a clinical Uber here from SDCK. That's what we've not seen from hopebusters so far this round as they go forward. Buddy is in so deep. May trying to deal with Walker on the cliff, gets another flash. It's just going to be the flank that dies for hopebusters at the moment, but that's not really as clinical as you'd like to see it. You're giving Darker Time that 100% Uber, and hopebusters the hope that they could just come in and keep holding this.
Yurka somehow distracts the entire team and lives with 6 health as he's still lurking in the background. DQC about half right now. Oh, that's a kill onto Darker Time. That is a drop in round number 2. SDCK back in control of the point now with big Uber ad. Gotta see something happen here. But the blue team, like he finds a sweet shot onto Broken. Not sure if that was intentional or he was going for the soldier and just ended up getting the sniper. But either way, sniper down. And SDCK just in the driver's seat, continuing to steamroll down the highway here.
Yeah, things weren't looking good for them, but you know they did a really good job in defending. Oh, actually, Forky comes in. Lollivon with the cleanup. DQZ, Likey all going down. A lot of SDCK players are dead. They're going to get the overtime onto the point. Oleski's still trying to defend it. And actually, they are.
Mezzo finds the perfect stab chain. And will live to tell the tale. 4K for him. He picks off Walker. He's using your eternal reward. Stay in disguise there. 2-0 for FDCK. Now, do we go to a halftime here? What is the win condition for
I think it's just first to 3. So as soon as whoever wins that third round, it's gonna be over. And if FDCK do win the next round, then they're gonna be crowned champions. And they're going to be taking yet another UGC title. So hopebusters, if you are a fan of them, you're going to have hope because they have to win the next 3 rounds. And Broken taking on Likey and Buddy killing himself is probably a good start if it wasn't for the fact that May took out Darker Time in the process.
Yeah, that's a big find there for the scout. Crucial pick in hand. KritzKast is out for SDCK. They're just trying to style on hopebusters at this point. Make the round go a little bit faster if they can. Hopebusters will win the mid, but at what cost? Full Uber this ad, and so many people in the respawn queue as well. Mezzo saying yoink there. I don't know if he stole a kill or what happened.
I'm not sure. Might have been a sandwich steal or something like that. But honestly, like at this point in time, I can't imagine hopebusters are feeling very good. I mean, that first round they could have won if it was for the fact that Jackie gets that clutch kill onto Darker Time basically in this one at 90%. Mezzo gets the drop onto Darker Time in that second round when they were in a great position to hold, and now you're seeing players using the bizarre bargain crits. Yeah, it's this is just the flex now from SDCK, just really tightening their grip and almost demoralizing hopebusters in the final round.
Yeah, Jackie Lake's gonna take out Yuka in the background. It's a forward hold up on Cliff. This soldier Spoon trying to work his way forward, not finding anything. Buddy's going to jump back 2 point, regroup with SDCK. 45 seconds off the clock for them. It is tough, but 50 to crits for SDCK and 90 here on hopebusters Uber. They're going to keep trying. That's all you can do.
That's all you can do, and there's always going to be a chance. It's not over until it's over. A lot of them gets taken down by that sticky trap. Darker Time gets that sandwich. He's a little bit more healthy now, but no scout to really make some ground. He's going to be awkward. Clav, though, is going to just use that flare jump forward, get some space.
This is so crazy. In no world does Uber not delete crits there. It's actually a nice pipe from Forky onto DQZ in the end, but they can't find the medic in the Uber and allow that crits to come back. It doesn't end up working. I'm imagining. Well, no, I thought we were going to see a swap back onto stock Uber for DQZ, but he's going to stick with crits.
Broken just hitting shots left, right, and center on a 5-kill streak. Gets taken down by Likey there, but he has been playing his heart out on this map, and that's all you can really do as a sniper. Get the kills, kill the enemy sniper, and just hope that your team can follow up. And Yuka as well. It's just the rest of the team is struggling to deal with the aggression from SDCK right now. DQC at 60 crits, but Darker Time approaching that Uber. They're not defending the point. It's not quite capped for SDCK. It finally does just tick over. Mezzo is there. Doesn't actually get the medic kill, but decides to get caught instead.
Classic. He's going to run into Yuka here. yeah, the sniper's running classic. We got the KritzKrieg out for the medic. I'm not seeing too many other. We don't have Flog right now. I mean, at this point, might as well just Flog the entire time. Bit of a troll happening, but SDCK still holding on strong.
Yeah, they're going to be about a minute ahead by the time anything happens. The Kritz flies over. It doesn't land on anyone. The Uber's going to be popped. And T-Borden trying to use that air blast to keep them away. Gets cleaned up by Lolovon. SDCK only losing one player from that, though. And for them, that is going to be enough for them to maybe pressure a little bit more. But no, Buddy gets punished as he was the only person trying to peek forward. May and Clark, though, still kind of contesting here a little bit. Mezzo and JackieLegs are behind enemy lines. JackieLegs is in next to their spawn.
Yes.
He's just
yes,
he's just squatting. He's just chilling.
20 health. 20 health is enough.
Yeah.
He's waiting for someone to die, and then he's gonna nuke them. But okay, my prediction here is someone dies. Okay, Yuka's gonna be in the respawn queue. 12 seconds till he's back up. I think JackieLegs is gonna hit a rocket and die. He's gonna kill himself.
Spoon also spawns at the same time, so Spoon's gonna have to have ninja reflexes to catch him out here. I'm watching this. Yuka comes out.
Even better. Meanwhile, there's an exchange on point. Uber for crits. Not much happens in the Uber. Hopebusters will get on to point. 20 seconds left for SDCK. 120 for Hopebusters, trying to keep this grand final match alive. DQC might be in a bit of trouble. Yuka's going to work his way forward with Lolovant. Lolovant eventually picks up the Demo Man. But Likey down to Broken. I don't know. There's some chance here for Hopebusters if they keep up this good play.
Yeah, I mean, they are still running that Uber charge. And we see the KritzKrieg still in the hands of DQZ. He's going to get the crits earlier. But at the moment, it is Hopebusters who control the point. So they just need to get a decent Uber here. And they could be winning this round.
One good fight is all they need. Mezzo's going to be trying to open things up. He dead rings away. May getting good cap time. Crits are out for the red team onto the demo, but not in time. Here's the blue Uber. Stock's going to beat Crits. They're going to hold on to the point here a little while longer. JackieLegs trying to take the high ground away. Broken picks up Mezzo, a 5k for the blue sniper. Now JackieLegs repositioning. I like Buddy's aggression on this side of the point, but he's going to get run out by a scout. Lolovant tries for a hero play. It doesn't work out. Oh, Broken picks up DQC. Hopebusters, there's still some hope.
There's always hope. 10 seconds left on the clock. Jackie with the whip kill. They're getting pressure onto the point here, but they don't quite get the cap. There is a lot of cap time to play with. Messi's going to get Walker, but that's all he's going to get for the time being. 4 players left alive for SDCK. They have to try and keep this cap alive for a little longer. DQC back alive. T-Borden for company. Likey is there, but T-Borden goes down. They're getting on top of the point here, Hopebusters, and they're degrading that cap time. It's kept alive a little bit longer, but it's not enough. A round on the board for Hopebusters, and there is hope in this final for them just yet.
Okay, so what are we gonna see? It's Stock. That's what we're gonna see. I think SDCK wanted to just win on a funny loadout round, but now they don't win that round, and it's back to seriousness. Stock Ubers. What might be the last round? CeeJaey, take us through the mid.
Yeah, we're going to be seeing a very, very deep bomb from JackieLegs. Gets all the way behind. Lolovant is taken down by May, but Buddy, DQZ just taken out by Quarky. Absolutely huge damage coming in from the Demo Man there from Hopebusters. And that should spell the end of the mid-fight unless he gets headshot by Broken. They have the players and they have the positioning, but most of all, they have the heals. And May is trying to capture this point here in a position where he's not being able to really be hit. And the heals are back into the fight here, Godfather. This mid-fight is going on for way too long.
Yeah, blue team, full Uber. Sorry, tried to combine blue and full. That's not a word, though. Hopebusters continuing to hold on here a little while longer. They've got 50% Uber ad over SDCK. Just need to get this point in hand and not make any blunders here, as SDCK will pounce on any mistakes and make them pay for it. Lolovant's gonna go down. Buddy dead to Broken. Likey's on a 4k though. Broken now dead as well. The pick glasses pop off again. SDCK looking to get this mid-fight win. The Uber out for the blue team now. It's 80% for red. Jumping in is Barky. Can he make something happen? He's gonna get some damage onto DQZ, but it's not enough. and he will go down, and SDCK will get the mid-fight win, finally, after a while there.
Yeah, that was a very, very long mid-fight, especially for Product. But SDCK are now in a position where they control the point, they have all of their players alive, and they have a massive Uber advantage. So it's going to be about what hopebusters can do here. We talked about those, assassin classes getting the picks. We talked about Corky and Spoon with the bomb. Spoon actually fails his bomb there, and that's not going to force DQZ. You're going to need to try a little bit harder than that. And it's going to be back to the drawing board. By the time they do Godfather, they're probably going to have Uber themselves, so maybe going in for a trade.
Ooh, you got to make sure it's a worthwhile trade here. Scuffle on the base of cliff for hopebusters, going to repel SDCK's attack. Ubers are now even. TF2 and Chess have a bit of similarities. You have to have the right trades at the right time. Can't be blundering any big classes. Nice bomb there by JackieLegs. Doesn't find anything though except the respawn timer. 2 down for SDCK's flank, and hopebusters put time 5 on there for a second. Here's the Uber actually going to be exchanged onto point. Both teams popping. No cap quite yet. Now it's going to go back in favor of hopebusters after 70 seconds taken off by SDCK. I don't know, CeeJaey. Hopebusters, they're not looking terrible here.
No, but the thing is, it's the small things that SDCK are doing that catches, that's going to lead to them potentially winning. That Uber there looked like a really poor Uber from them, but it slows down the cap a little bit, and it forces the other team to actually use it. Hopebusters have to use the Uber so that they don't die. And you end up in a situation where now you've got the faster respawns, you've got a full complement of players, and no Uber to go into. And so SDCK then win the ensuing fight afterwards, and that's exactly what you like to do. Never give up that point for free. Always make sure you're training. But Broken is trying so hard
Mezzo
to make sure they're in here as they're getting the headshots. He gets taken down by Mezzo, but Broken definitely pulling a shift here on Product, as Buddy is just gonna pipe away Lollabon in his face.
Mezzo is behind, as is JackieLegs. Mezzo going to get caught here. JackieLegs back at spawn, looking for the shot. Is broken, doesn't connect. But, oh my god, JackieLegs is going to lit. Okay, he's dead to Walker. Nice ragdoll there. Things stabilizing a bit. SDCK still has the point. 2 minutes off the clock now. Hopebusters need to make something happen.
Yeah, there is 60 seconds between Super Dickmann's KANNONEN and another UGC Platinum title. Hopebusters, if they've got something to say about this, have to take some action. Likey gonna get backstabbed by Yuka. A big bomb in is gonna get the force. Darker Time will have a much better Uber here, and Collab is gonna be the beneficiary of that. Just air blasting the players away. They're trying to clean up their Lollabon.
Spoon! Did you see that? That's 3 rockets from Spoon. A beautiful bomb. He finds the fadeaway at the end. That is the medic down. Hopebusters in control of the point. Will be building that Uber ad, but they can't screw this up. Here's JackieLegs above, and the sniper is looking for any shot he can find. 2 down for the red team. Likey will find Parky. JackieLegs again going in. Dark Time playing very passively. SDCK gets the point.
Yeah, I mean, it's not quite captured. They're just waiting for their spawns, but there we go. 45 seconds left on the clock for them now. Hopebusters not too far behind, and they do have the advantage. So if they can use that advantage properly and go in and start winning these fights and holding, then they can definitely get a second round. And once it comes to a decider, who knows? Map 3 may be on the cards. But for the moment, SDCK have a lot to say about it, and they have to avoid this Uber coming in soon.
Yeah, this Uber is make or break for Hopebusters. At this point, you might as well pop it. There's going to be the Demo Man charging forward. A couple of frags going in favor of Hopebusters. They don't have the point quite yet. Sniper is going to be lurking from the high ground. DQZ also there, ready to drop down. The Uber out for the red team. SDCK looking to close on another grand final win. They have all of the positional advantage right now. Only 4 alive for the Hopebusters. 5 seconds on the clock for SDCK as they're going to get this cap in. It's just Walker and Broken, the only hope. Mezzo goes in for a stab, gets it. Broken's dead. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is your EU Season 39 UGC Plat Highlander champion, SDCK, taking it home yet again.